Every month, I like to do a recap of my monthly income from trading, and in today's video, we're going to be looking back on the past month of November to see how I did. Now, as you already probably saw from the title or thumbnail for this video, nearly all of the income from this account comes from option selling. The easiest way to keep track of this is actually on the TD Ameritrade website, and by specifically going to the cost basis page on there. Now, starting at the very top, you can see I sold some Alcoa or AA put options. I sold the 40 strike puts, and I actually sold 3 of them. I opened these up on November 4th and closed them out only a few days later, about a week and a half later, for a total profit of $182.81. Now, the reason I chose Alcoa was entirely based off volatility. I have a high volatility scanner that I've created, and Alcoa actually popped up as one of the results for this month, and that's why I sold it. I don't know a whole lot about the company, but since it met my criteria, it looked like a decent company, at least IV-wise and income-wise, so decided to sell some options against it, and it was a pretty good trade. Everyone knows the next one up there was Apple. You can see I sold a few. I sold 3 of the 140 puts and also 1 of the 139 puts. And in total, across all 4 of those, I made a total profit of $232.76 in income. The next one you can see there was actually against Aerie. The first one was a covered call that actually was basically completely worthless at expiration. On the call, I made $104.47. And I also decided to sell my Aerie position, and I closed it out for a total profit of $220.45. For Aerie, that came out to $324.92 in total across the shares and the call for the month of November. Next up there, you can see Activision, ATVI. This was actually 2 covered calls against some shares I was assigned quite a while ago. In total, I pulled in $128.92 in income for November. However, if we look at my current position of Activision, going back to Thinkorswim, you can see Activision, I have it at $87 and it's currently $58.65. In total, I am down $5,280 on those shares at the moment. So even though I got to pull in that income of, $128, I'm still losing quite heavily on the shares themselves. But since I like Activision and I don't mind holding it for the long term, I'm not actually worried about the P&L for the shares. At least I made some income off the contracts. The next one up there is Chewy. I sold 3 of the $70 puts and I closed them out for a total profit of $281.81. If you're not aware, Chewy is kind of like the Amazon for pet food. I really like the company. They're not very profitable yet or profitable at all yet, but I am willing to bet on them for the long term if I do get assigned. Next up here, we've got Disney, and you can see I sold quite a few options against Disney for the month of November. I sold 2 of the 162.5s, 2 of the 165s, 1 of the 157.5s, 2 of the 155s, and another 1 of the 162.5s. Now, in total for the month of November, I realized $277.64 in income, and that is including that 156 loss that you see there on the right-hand side, which was actually a roll. So I've rolled that out to December. Now, it doesn't look so great. Disney's had a pretty massive sell-off, so we'll see if I'm able to capture a profit on that one for this month. But despite that, I was still able to make some nice income off of Disney for this month. The next one in the list there you can see was against eBay. I sold 1 of the $70 puts and I made $72.94. That trade I also only had on for about a week, so it was pretty nice income for only a week of time. But the next one up there definitely gave me a little bit of a heart attack was Facebook. I sold 1 of the 290 puts and I made $98.94. Facebook is another one that I like for the long term. It seems like it's probably oversold at these levels, even though it seems like they have a scandal every other week. And I'm not sure what to expect from them in the future with them pumping hundreds of billions of dollars potentially into this metaverse. So we'll see how that works out over time. Again, I think it's oversold at these levels, so I'm not too concerned if I do get assigned. But I was able to close this one out for nearly a $100 profit for this month. The next one up there was Hood or Robinhood. You can see I sold 2 of the $33 puts and I pulled in $91.88. Now this trade was actually an earnings play, and you can see I only had it on for about a week. This one also had a huge sell-off, and I think right now Robinhood is actually below this price, this $33 put that I sold. And to be honest with you, I would not like to hold Robinhood for the long term. It did show up on my high IV scanner, and I thought, why not play it for earnings? But this is not typically something I would play because I do not want to own Robinhood. I'm not confident in their future. And to be honest with you, I would not feel good holding them for the long run. Now, I could be completely wrong. Robinhood could be a fantastic company for years to come, but for me, I just don't feel comfortable holding it. The next one in the list there was Lucid. You can see I sold 2 of the $31 puts, 3 of the $24 puts, as well as 2 of the $22 puts. In total for Lucid, I pulled in $420.13 in income. Now, if you're not aware of Lucid, Lucid is a direct competitor to Tesla. They're another EV manufacturer, and they make a fantastic car, at least what I've seen so far. They have had a huge spike up in the past few weeks, so I'm not sure if I'm going to continue selling against Lucid at these current levels, but we'll see. I really do like the company, but it seems a little bit overbought at these levels. If we see it push down to mid-30s again, you'll probably see me start selling some puts again. But moving on from that, the next one up there you can see is Penn National Gaming. I sold 3 of the $52 puts, as well as I did day trade some shares, but I just did it for a video. That was actually a short position that I was practicing with. But in total, for those two, you can see I made $122.40 in income. I usually wouldn't trade something like Penn either, but again, it showed up on my high IV scanner, so I'm trying to use that a little bit more heavily right now just to see what kind of income I can get, relying more heavily on just trading IV, and it turned out pretty well in this case. The next one up in the list there is Palantir. You can see I sold 1 of the $23 puts as well as 6 of the $22 puts. In total for Palantir, I made $187.21 in income. Now for November, Palantir was great. I made some nice little income there. I will not expect that for December. December, Palantir has collapsed as well as SoFi, which is the next one there. So even though I made some nice returns this month, I'm probably going to be posting some losses for next month. But moving on, you can see SoFi there. I sold 5 of the $18 puts as well as 4 of the $20 puts. And in total, I made $354.12 in income. Like I said, SoFi did great for November. It's probably going to hurt me quite a bit for December's, at least for the income for December. But SoFi I love for the long term. I'm not at all worried about it. In fact, I might even start selling some more puts at these levels and try and average down. Because I think if I go back to Thinkorswim, if we pull up SoFi, you can see if I get assigned on these 8 puts that I sold, I'm going to have a cost basis of roughly $20 and $19.50. And SoFi is all the way down at $16.62 at the moment. So I might continue selling a few more options against SoFi going forward just to lower my cost basis, because again, I do like it for the long run. Now going back to the TD Ameritrade website, you can see I also had a 463 call on SPY. Again, this was just for a video that I did for a long option, so I made $2.94 on that one, basically nothing. But moving off of that, you can see I sold a ton of options against Tesla. I sold a 715 put, a 750 put, a 745 put, a 750 put, a 700 put, a 730 put, and a 740 put. In total for November, I pulled in $1,480.58 in income selling against Tesla. Tesla is another company that I really like. I just think it's a little overbought at these levels, so it's hard for me to continue selling puts against it right now. However, the IV is so high, I could honestly continue selling 600 or even 550 puts, and that puts me like 500 points out of the money and pull in a pretty decent amount of premium still. So we'll see. The market's kind of sold off at these levels. I don't know if I want to allocate too much buying power at this point, but I do like Tesla for the long run. Now, the very last one in the list there you can see is Walgreens, WBA. You can see I sold 3 of the $46 puts, 3 of the $47 puts, and 1 of the 47.5s. In total against Walgreens, I pulled in $471.12 in income. This is another one of those more conservative plays. Again, I'm not worried at all about getting assigned Walgreens, and even if I did, I think it's at depressed levels currently. I'd say it's far more likely to go up from here than down from here. So going forward, I'll probably continue selling against Walgreens. It's just their volatility is pretty low, so you don't get paid that much for the risk that you're taking. But I still like to incorporate some of that into my portfolio, whether it be something like Walgreens or Intel, things that might not get me as much premium for selling against, but I'm more comfortable holding for the long run if I do get assigned. Now, if you're doing the math, in total, that comes out to a total profit of $4,731.12 for the month of November. That is a monthly return of 2.7%, which fell well within my target each month of 2 to 3%. I can already tell you next month is going to be a rough one. I've already had to roll out a lot of losers for this month, but November was pretty solid. I've been trying to incorporate more of the short-term options. I'm trying to do like 30% weeklies and then 70% more of the 30 to 60 day out options and trying to see if that boosts up my income at all. It's going to take me a lot more than a single month to test this theory, but we'll see over time how it works out. Now that is it for today's video. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out there get an idea of what it looks like to sell options consistently. If you do have any questions, please let me know down below in the comments and I'd be happy to help in any way I can. Also, if you're looking to get more experience with option selling, learning more about trading, or would just like to tag along for some more videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel. I make recap videos like this every single month, so be sure to follow along and check out my losses for next month. I hope you guys all have an amazing rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next video.